Where I want to, can
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you
Okay.
can. Now, if I'm gonna start off and just ask you, if you tell your name,
Yeah.
where you're from, who your parents are, and just go from there. Okay, so, sir, can you please tell me your name, good sir?
My name is Wallace L Smith Jr.
Okay, and when were you born?
I was born April the 29th, 1919,
Okay, and where were you born?
in Dothan, Alabama.
Okay. Now, sir, would you please tell me, for the record, what did you do in your professional life?
In my professional life, I was a school teacher, then a school principal
And where was that?
in Houston County school system here, and it's the schools that I performed my duties at were Madrid, Alabama, and Ashford, Alabama.
Okay. Can you please tell me about your childhood and who your parents and if you had any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I had I had five brothers. No, five. I had James, Bermadale, Buford, Ozzie. There's five of us in all.
Okay.
Five in all. Child. Yeah.
Okay.
Six of us in all.
Okay. And what were your parents' names?
My mother's name was Fanny B. Hayes
Okay.
Smith.
Okay. And your father?
And my father's name was Wallace Smith Sr.
Very good. Now, if you could tell me just a little bit about your childhood and what Dothan was like when you were growing up and at that time, before you went away to school and everything.
I can summarize it.
Please.
You were not here when all of this was going on, but you may have been fortunate enough to hear about it. But the people, the way people lived back there, presently it would seem almost impossible for you to understand and to see, because what the living conditions were: no paved roads, no paved streets, no air-conditioned houses, no good schools, no means of transportation, no means of communication, really, except over a fence, that kind of stuff. And the livelihood for subsistences was basically a farm system, where men were the king of the jungles. And whatever the man said, that's what happened in homes. I'm sort of summarizing because you might have more questions to ask.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I know you have things to do.
And I wanted to go over to the church, and I wanted to make sure
Yes, sir.
that I got a chance to see you, because you're an exciting young man. Now back to what I did. And my job was to pick cotton, because that's what was available to me to make money, for pick cotton. I got to be interested in automobiles because my father was a shade tree mechanic. And I got to be interested in cars because he really insisted that I do it. And he would call on me to do things like the remove of what a head on a car is? Take the head off, take the pan off.
Okay.
Take the spark plugs out. Those are the kind of things that I would do.
Okay.
I didn't do nothing that was so technical that I couldn't be trusted, because mainly I was turning bolts and nuts and checking them off, and in the process it would get fixed and I put them back on.
Okay.
Put them back in play.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your formal educational training, and where did you graduate? High school, college?
I graduated from North Highland Colored High School. Then I went to college. Of course, I went to service before I went to college.
Okay.
I went in service and stayed 4 years.
In which branch?
Army.
Okay.
And I came out of service and went to college.
Okay.
Graduated from college after being in college for 3 years. I graduated in 3 years. because I went summer and winter.
Okay. Where did you attend
Alabama
undergraduate?
State University.
Okay.
It was the Alabama State Teachers College. So this young lady here, most parents went to that same college, but she don't remember that. she doesn't remember all that. She was too young.
She was in Okinawa in World War II.
Yeah, that's right. I went to Army, and I went to Okinawa overseas. That was my overseas duty.
So I didn't know that.
Okinawa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I came back from Okinawa, I got out of service and went to college. Got a BS degree from Alabama State Teachers College. That was the name of it at that time. It has changed since then. I got a BS degree from Alabama State Teachers College. Then, after I had worked a year or so, I went to Tuskegee and got a master's degree in administration from Tuskegee Institute. And then I got a job in Houston County as a teacher. I taught for a while. My stepmother, I'll tell you about my two mothers. My stepmother became the supervisor.
Okay.
She was instrumental in getting me a job right here in Houston County.
Okay.
After I, got prepared.
And her name was?
Gussie Smith.
Okay. Okay. Very nice. Now, I know your time is precious. I do want to ask you about your love life. Who was your wife, and do you have any kids? And
that's tough to talk about, but I'll tell you. My wife was Gary's mother, and I loved her so dearly. It's a difficult to talk about.
So, well, I don't want to get you started, Granddaddy.
She was everything to me. She was my buddy, my friend. She was my everything. And so I'm going to leave it at that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Last question, because like I said, I know your time's precious. I didn't mean to get you started. Moving forward in the future, for future generations of the family, if you could give them one piece of advice or one piece of encouragement about life and how they should live it, what would it be?
I think I would like to just summarize it. If you can understand what good leadership is, and then be able to pick up and follow the patterns of people who are good leaders, your success is destined. You're going to be successful. But if you are resisting and you don't like nothing, everything is just going wrong because you won't. Your daddy has a very good understanding of that principle. If you follow good leadership, and all people are not good leaders, because some people just can't understand what this life is all about. They think if they say flip, it ought to flip. If it's a flop, it ought to flop. But following good leadership, people who display qualities of concern for other individuals, that combined with good leadership would help you to be the kind of human that you want to be.
Well, thank you very much, Granddaddy, for your time. I love you dearly, and thank you so much.
Well, James, I want to encourage you to by simply saying to you that I think you are on your way.
Thank you.
To be something worthwhile as far as humans are concerned. And I believe you are going to be the kind of man that you want to be and that you need to be. And your father and I are concerned about your well-being, and we try to do the best we can by inspiring and encouraging. And hopefully you will feel and sense what we're talking about. We talk about, like I talk about, good leadership. You know that's a a big term to use, but it's meaningful. It's meaningful.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Bible talks about this kind of stuff that you asked of me. And in the Bible it tells you, it implies to you that you are supposed to understand other folks' well-being at the same level as you understand your own. Now, it doesn't mean that you act like they act, do what they do. But it means, as far as relations are concerned, you are supposed to take all of this that I've said and that your dad is saying, that your mother have told you, and look at that person and say, that's another human being like I am.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to see if I can't relate to that person in a human way.
Yes, sir.
And if you do it according to what I would just say in Corinthians, you read it sometimes and it'll jump out at you.
Yes, sir.
You read it sometimes and you read it sometimes, and I like to have a telephone call to see that you get a chance to read it.
Yes, sir. I'll do that.
And you don't have to stay with every chapter and all of that, but just read it.
Will do. And if I can ask you one last question.
Yeah.
Your fraternal affiliations, which I know you're very proud of, what fraternal organizations do you belong to, and when did you join? And I guess after that we can wrap it up, so I know you got to go.
I believe I joined the Masons in about 19. Let's see. You better let me get a definite figure for that, because that's talking about an organization. Now I joined the Alphas. Was it 65? 60. In the 1960, this just said 1962.
Okay.
That was 50 years.
Yeah. And I was joined at a graduate chapter. I didn't join in college.
Which chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha did you join?
At that time, it was
Theta. Gamma.
Is it Theta Gamma
Theta Gamma Lambda.
Okay.
And now it's Rho
Upsilon.
Lambda.
Okay. And what about your Masonic Lodge?
Masonic Lodge was Zion Fountain. That was the name of it.
Okay.
Zion Fountain, number 54.
Okay. Well,
And it's rather weak right now.
yes, sir. Well, we know you're gonna keep it strong. Well, like I said, I know your time is precious. I know you got to go, so I just want to thank you for taking the time out to talk to me today and let me
Thank
interview
you for taking the time to come and do what you've done.
Yes, sir. You're the wisest man I ever met, sir. Thank you.
Oh, man.